Here I am.
As a kid, I was born in Ashford, Middlesex, which isn't that far from here. Come from a family of 21 brothers and sisters, and it was a struggle. I lost my dad when I was 11 years of age. So I went to work on a pig farm, local, out to make money to obviously keep towards the family. We all had to sort of chip in. So 11 years of age I took up that work. At 15 I went to a farm college in East Grinstead to get more education on it. I stayed in farming for quite a few years until I got to the point I wanted what other people wanted. I wanted a motorbike and I wanted girlfriends. So the farm, because it didn't pay that good money, I sort of stepped out of that and went into a job which would obviously pay me more money so I could have that sort of life. But being that from a big family, you're very close to each other, you know, and you relied on each other. My mum was she was a diamond in my eyes. My mum was special, you know, to bring all us kids up, and she stood sort of 4'6", you know, so yeah, we struggled, but we survived, and as for our life, if I had my life over again, I would change it a lot. Obviously, I probably still would be the first wife, you know. But yeah, we always stayed friends. And I always brought my children up to be, because I've got 13 kids. I always brought them up to be brothers and sisters, not half brothers and sisters. They are brothers and sisters, irrelevant to different mums. They've got the same dad. And that's how, you know, I don't like the idea, oh, you're half brother, you're half a sister, you're a family. Well, I went backwards and forwards with a guy called Colin Chandler, who worked for the BBC, and his job was to put a programme together. So part of that was to go to Nashville and to interview all the singers. So I used to go with him, which was wonderful because I was meeting stars there, which I couldn't meet in Wembley. So that was wonderful. The albums of photos I took of all the stars and that. Then I decided there's a record sleeve come out with Dolly Parton that's called Love Is Like a Butterfly. And a friend of mine was a tattooist. I said to him, could you do that? He said, oh yeah, I can do that. So I said, do it on my back for me, would you? Which he did. It took him 7 hours, but he'd done a beautiful job. And then a friend of mine said, wouldn't it be nice if Dolly Parton signed it? So I said, well, no chance. Because knowing Colin Chandler, he said, well, I can pull strings. So it turned out that, you know, we met at Wembley and Dolly signed it. And then I had to, obviously, because she signed it in ink, I had to go back that afternoon and get my friend to tattoo what she put on my back. Yeah. This is my wonderful truck. Everybody would like to have pickup trucks. It's a thing I grew up with. I had them while I was in America, so when I decided to come back home, the first thing I bought was a pickup truck. This is my Isuzu. This is very unusual to have on a pickup truck, horse brass, because it normally stays on a horse. The pictures people like, lots of times I get people stopping me and letting the kiddies stand beside it and taking pictures. As I say, everywhere I go, people relate to it, the horns on top, how loud they are. Then these cow horns, over 200 years old, so they're a nice thing. It's very handy because when I go out singing, I'll carry my equipment with me. There's the inside. It's handy, it carries 3 people in the back, which is great. Here's my area. My favourite part is driving it. Let you hear the engine. A right cowboy. Arizona, my first time in Arizona, it was for gunfights against each other. It was fast draw competitions, and how to beat the clock. The Klondike clock it would be a timer, and as you drew the gun, it was a timer. And I got to know lots of people, and then I got invited back again, and then back again, and that's when it got in my blood. America was in my blood then. I liked America, I liked the people. So that's when I decided I'd like to live there. But when I was in Arizona, I was very fortunate. I used to sing in bars. And in them days, you could go in a bar and there'd be a board, and you'd put your name up on the board, and they'd call you up, and it'd be like karaoke, but you'd have live bands. So I was very fortunate. Again, I met lots of different country and western singers. As I say, there nearly 10 years. I've come home a few times, obviously, to see my families. And it was just like it was. So then, as I say, I decided I'd like to go into a studio. So I went into a studio, chose these songs. Guy Eddie, who owned the studios, it was called Rabbit Studios in Twickenham, I think, Teddington. And he helped me a lot, because obviously I would sing out of tune or didn't come in at the right time, and he used to stand in the ruler and he'd say, every time you do it wrong, that cool rap, like a school teacher. But I mean, I was actually paying for this recording to be done. And I said to him at the end of it, I said, why were you so generous in giving me your time and being, good to me? He said to me, well, you've come into my studio. He said, you haven't come in to sing like Elvis or Johnny Cash or anything. He said, you're singing how you sing. He said, and that's what I liked. He said, you weren't going to be an impersonator. You were doing that. And it was good, because he did help me a lot, And because I said to him about going out to do it in public, he said, you won't go out there and please everybody. He said, but you'll please some. He said, if you're happy and you get that sort of response, stick with it. I found that people liked it. Either they had bad ears or what, I don't know. But it was good, and especially in nursing homes. It's the greatest thing I found. But we'd set the equipment up, but I always just set up an extra microphone, because I knew I could always find someone in that audience could sing. And it surprised a lot of people, especially in the world of people with dementia. I've had people get up and sing with me who've got full-blown dementia, and I've had the staff, and I've had even the family members say, well, I didn't know they could sing, I didn't know this, didn't I? It's just music is that sort of thing, and music comes into our lives very early, and it's one of the last things in people's lives they probably forget. And for somebody to have dementia, to stand beside me and sing Hank Williams, Your Cheating Heart, good as me, or if not better than me, it's nice. So, I mean, the reason I don't sing now is because of that disease that started a couple of years ago. What do you call it? COVID. Yeah, COVID. Because COVID, it shut a lot of places down. And because now I'm 80, I think so. It'd be quite hard work, because I have this heart problem. I have what they call a diseased heart, and I keep having stents put in every so often. I think I've got about 7 at the moment. But I had open heart surgery in 2005. I went in and they opened me up and did what they did. And in 3 months it all fell apart. I had a massive heart attack. They rushed me into hospital. And they said, but it's strange, you've had this operation. And then, of course, they realised the blood had started coming back through the old way, and I had these heart attacks. So I've had about 8 since. But I've had stents put in. I'm very fortunate. Again, thanks to the Lord, I'm here. And I truly believe, I've been that fortunate. But I have difficulty doing any long distance walking and lifting. But I count it as a blessing.